Hello everyone, my name is Arker and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. Today we're finally looking at one of my most awaited figures for this year, and that is Chun Li in the outfit 2. This is the Street Fighter 6 outfit 2, but it's pretty much just the original Chun Li with a whole different coat of paint, so that's besides the point. So yeah, I really liked how the box looks. It's completely different from other SH Figuarts, so I really enjoy that for sure. And I love all of the detail between the images and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, without nothing else to prevent us from getting in, let's get her right out of the box and see what she comes with. Alright, so here we have Chun Li in all of her beautiful glory. And all I have to say is that she looks absolutely stunning. She stands at a whopping 5 3/4, which is really good. It's actually a pretty good height. Comparing it to the most recent female figure that I have reviewed on the channel, 2B, she does stand slightly shorter, and it might be because of the heels, but they're around the same size, which is really good. For two video game female characters, that's actually pretty nice that she stands quite tall to others. So, in terms of the aesthetic, this is the quote-unquote outfit 2 from Street Fighter 6, as mentioned, as shown in the box actually. It says outfit 2. But this figure does not resemble anything of what the model for the Street Fighter 6 Chun-Li is. None of them will, and none of them won't. So, that's a kind of a weird thing that they did, is just grab the original molds and just give them a new coat of paint and release them as whole separate figures. I don't have an issue with that, in my opinion, because the old figures are quite rare to find and they're very expensive. I'm pretty sure a year back, the Chun-Li was selling for around $200 to $250, and I was not about to pay that price for just a figure like that. Granted, I have paid a lot more for many others, but that's besides the point. But I do think that she looks pretty good overall. I think she looks like Chun-Li, which is really nice. I do like that the face molds of this figure a lot, for sure. I think it looks really... it looks very anime-like, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. I love anime. Who doesn't love anime? I know a lot of people don't like anime, but sure. I think the metallic paint is a really nice touch. It's very very different from what it originally was. And she has kind of like a lighter lighter maroon type of color, more brown-like than the original tights from the other one, which is really nice. I'm pretty sure the wrists are still the same color because they wouldn't really change that much. But yeah, I think overall she looks really good. Yeah, I don't have much else to say besides that she looks really good. Kind of going on, moving on to the articulation of the figure. She has some really good things, and some things that could have been done better, and I wish they would have, but overall, a lot of good things. So, starting off with the face, the head, she does move back and forth with a hinge in the head, which is really nice, but I do wish it was a ball joint. A double ball joint is just a regular hinge joint, which you're not going to get much range out of that, but that's fine, I guess. So yeah, you can move it back and forth. There is kind of like the cutout for the neck to go forward and backwards a little bit, but it doesn't do much, and it's probably just going to scratch the paint off besides actually helping you out. So it is something that the 2B also had, which is really nice, having a cut for the neck, but it doesn't help much because the head doesn't move forward that much. There's a lot of things obstructing it from giving it a lot of range. And things like this, for example, the butterfly joints, they're not the greatest designs ever because you're not going to get much range out of them. Even like putting the arms forward, you're not going to get that much range out of them. And that's kind of sad because she does have some really cool fighting poses that you could do, that you wish you could do, but the butterfly joints are probably going to be something that obstructs that posability aspect of this figure. In terms of the ab crunch, she has some, and it's really nice that this part right here is just pure white, meaning that it's really not going to scratch that much. I'm pretty sure, at least it looks like this is a matte finish, at least for the white. It might be a little too saturated for you guys. Wait, give me 1 second. There we go, that's perfect. So this is more of a matte finish, and I'm pretty sure that's just what the plastic was originally, and they just painted it over with the blue, metallic blue, and the gold coating, which is really nice. So in terms of the range for the ab crunch, she has great possibility for the back and some decent range for the front. I think that's really good. For the rest of the arms, we have already looked at the butterfly joints. They're pretty decent. Could have been done better, but she does have the bicep swivel, so you can swivel up that bicep. The elbow joint is just a single jointed elbow. And for the hands, she does have a hinge, a ball hinge for it, which is really nice. And pretty much every hand has just a ball hinge for it. And something that I like is that the wrists are not completely separate from the figure. They're actually kind of like glued in, and you can move them, just rotate them around, which is really nice. I wish that's something that they did with the 2B for kind of like the things on her biceps, little flower pattern stuff. But that's besides the point. We're not even talking about 2B in this video. So for the legs, moving on to the legs. For the splits, she does the splits really well. You can get a good range of motion for that, which is really nice. And that's awesome because Chun Li is all about using her legs for fighting, which is perfect. But overall, going forward with the kicks, it is a lot more than I expected. You can pretty much just do a whole 180 with this, which is really nice. So even going backwards is really nice as well. So she has a lot of range for the legs, which, again, magnifique. For the knees, it's kind of a disappointing thing because she does have a different colored knee than what it should be. I'm pretty sure the two sections of the leg were painted after it was molded in white, and then they pretty much just put this joint in there. It's also a single jointed knee, so it's not, you're not gonna get much from that. It's a little further than 90 degrees, which is fine. For the foot, you can pretty much get a really good back angle, kind of a little bit backwards. It's really good. Going forward, it's going to get obstructed a little bit by the shoelaces and everything else, but that's not too bad. The ankle rocker is pretty good. That's actually a pretty good ankle rocker. To the right, at least. To the left, not so much. And of course, the toe hinge, it's decent. It's not going to be as noticeable because it is a pure white piece, besides the actual little bolt that goes in there, which I don't know why they didn't paint that, but that just goes to show that it was just pure white first, and then they painted it over. But yeah, I think overall, she looks really good. She has a lot of good articulation. So let's just jump right onto the accessories, because she does come with a lot. And something that actually quite surprised me, really. So yeah, let me go right onto those. Okay, so here are all of the accessories for Chun Li. She does come with quite a bit, kind of like the regular amount of accessories, but we do have a very special accessory with the kicking effect for the legs, which is really nice. I always love when they include effects onto the figures. It's always welcome, and I wish they did more of them in a lot of other franchises. But kind of starting off, we have 3 different facial expressions. We have the happy-go-lucky face, where she's like smiling and everything, which is really cute. We have a shouting face, which, in my opinion, this kind of resembles more the actual Street Fighter 6 model than anything, but it's still fairly similar to what the figure looks like, which is nice. And we have a less serious face where she's just smiling. So comparing it to the actual face, you can see the difference. Pretty much same facial expression, but with a smile rather than the seriousness of the face. So yeah, she has those 3 separate facial expressions that you can swap out for every now and then. She does have 2 different type of, I would say these are kind of like fighting pose hands or sometimes grabbing hands. So those are pretty good. She has 2 karate chop hands, the both left and right. Always a nice inclusion, especially for Chun Li. And she has her winning pose hands, where her hands are all extended all the way out, which is really nice. I love when they have various hand expressions. And of course, the one and only kicking effect that they included for this figure, always nice. It seems to be really cool. It looks cool. I like it. I really like it. So hoping to get really good shots with this for my final thoughts. They do include a vase for it, which is really nice. You can just kind of plop this in and then put the kicking effect on it. Where is the hole? Oh, it's right here. The hole will be right here. So this is where the hole goes sideways, and that's how you make it kick, or make Chun-Li kick. But that's not all the accessories that she comes with. Something that I'm actually quite curious about is the inclusion of this background for Chun-Li. This is the thing that they used to photograph her for the most part in all of the promotional shots. And I'm kind of surprised that they included this overall. You have the instructions right here, which is really nice. Normally there is just the backgrounds that each box includes, but this time it's actually completely separate and an actual accessory of its own. So I'm hoping to get good use out of this in the photo shoot for my final thoughts. But yeah, a nice inclusion. Do I think it justifies the price? Not really, but a nice inclusion nonetheless. Okay, so for my final thoughts on this Chun-Li, I think I'm going to give her a 9 out of 10. So let me explain why I'm giving her a 9 out of 10. First of all, I think the articulation of this figure is very well done. It still holds up very well, especially after all these years of just it's pretty much the same figure that was released prior to this one, just with a whole new coat of paint. So I'm really glad that the articulation holds up really well till this day. The accessories, I think she comes with a decent amount of accessories. The 3 faceplates is always kind of like a given, and I think 3 sets of hands is kind of a little bit less than some of them, but it's enough. She does come with the fighting effect for the kicks, which is really nice, and it comes with a stand for the fighting effect. That's really nice. The thing that kind of surprised me the most is the background that they included with this figure. Again, I did not expect a background for this figure, so it really just caught me by surprise. But yeah, I think this figure overall is really good. If you were to get a Chun-Li figure right now, I think this is the one to get right at this moment. I know there's you could buy the original one, but that is more expensive, probably twice the amount of this figure. And you're pretty much going to be getting the same one, just a different color. I like the colors of this one a little more, maybe because I don't have the other one, and I never got it when it originally released, because I was not collecting at the time, but now I am. So I'm just glad that there's a Chun-Li figure that we can all get right now, that it's moderately priced. Granted, there is like the Yada toys with $24 Chun-Li, but that's a whole nother one that I probably will review later on. Maybe, no promises. But yeah, a 9 out of 10 for this figure. Let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you have the old one? Do you think this one is better looking, really, because it's the same figure? Do you think it looks better? Do you like the old one better? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on this figure. Alright, so I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.